Hey guys, it's Danielle, and I'm making this video specifically for people that want to understand how to do their therapy better at home. And I just wanted to put this out there really quick. I really do appreciate people looking at my video, and I wanted to say I didn't think that so many people were going to be looking at my video, so I really do apologize for people that have previously made comments on my videos and I did not get back to you guys. Um, so I really am going to do that. I'm going to check my videos every week now. So if you guys really do have a specific comment about, if you have the cast on right now, what to expect, if you get the temporary cast on, what to expect, getting any wires out, what to expect, or of course the therapy, which I'm answering right now. And if you guys do have any questions on anything after I say, just leave a comment and I'll take a look at it. So just wanted to put that out there. And specifically, regarding the comments that I did get, Randy Howell said, I'm going through the same thing as you, and I was wondering if you have any specific exercises I can try since I can't afford therapy. And then another person said, Keishore and Scott, hey, I broke my ring finger and I need some therapy. Any advice? Specifically for Keishore and Scott, because he will be very quickly, when you guys are getting your therapy, make sure that you connect with a therapist. If you don't connect with a therapist, then you really are not going to see the improvement. I literally worked with 4 therapists in the very beginning. One was very nice, very patient, very understanding, literally like the Betty Crocker of pinky therapy person. She was great, and I loved her. And the other people that I had to choose on different days, they were not as good. And one actually kind of pissed me off. She was really rude and she was not patient at all. It's like, if you can't be patient when somebody just had extreme trauma to their finger, then you probably should quit your job. And for every people that are out there saying, saying, hey, I hate my job doing pinky therapy, please quit your job. I don't want you as my therapist. Okay, thank you. I got that out of my system. Okay, so more importantly, that is going to be it for that comment. Now, for the other comments, specifically, you are your best therapist. I think the main reason why people go to therapy is, one, they don't know how to do the therapy to help benefit their finger, for one, and two, they need to make sure that they continually improve. For specifically with Randy Howell, he cannot obviously track the treatment. Well, of course he can. So Randy, what you need to do is you need to get a protractor. That's what most therapists get, or you can get an actual ruler. You want to make sure that you measure the improvement from here to here. When you do bend this finger, bend it as tight as you possibly can, and you're going to measure the difference between this finger and this finger. When you stand it up straight, you want to make sure that you measure the difference. Take the ruler, measure it from here to here, and see how straight you can possibly make the finger and measure how far off you are. You guys need to be tracking the treatment as far as how much you are improving every single week. So if you're not going to a therapist, you need to have a logbook. You could even, measure the difference after each therapy you do. Now with people, I know you guys can get lazy. I can get lazy. I have a job. Most therapists recommend 6 to 8 times trying to work out your finger all throughout the day. If you aren't going to do that, you need to at least actively keep moving your finger. Whether it's with a stress ball or typing on a computer or even driving, holding your finger really tight and moving back and forth. Or if you're opening a door, use that hand, pull it. So the thing is with me specifically, I did training like at least one session in the morning before I went to work, and then when I came home, and maybe again before I went to bed. That's what I did. And the specific thing is, what a lot of therapists do is they warm your hand up because they want to, relax the nerves because it's, in trauma, and then relax the muscle to move more forward. you know, the therapy. So with each time, you can do this as many as you want. I think I heated my hand up, I think at least like, you know, 8 times a day. I loved the heat. I was like soaking this thing like a sauna all the time. So you can more than welcome do that. And specifically with therapy, so you heat your hand, you do the warm up. You can warm up 2 different ways, which I recommend. You can either stick your hand in warm rice, making sure you test the rice with your good hand, because rice can get very hot after you put in the microwave, like I said before, so mix it up, do all that good stuff. The next thing, laying your hand on a hard surface countertop, laying a heating pad, and then laying towels, I mean, not towels, books on top of the heating pad, really pushing down on that finger. So just keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to specifically other things in the therapy, you can also just, you know, get a warm towel, wrap it around your finger, and push it. Make it as straight as you can with that towel wrapped around it, but it's not going to stay hot as long. So that's the only thing specifically with Randy. If you don't have a heating pad, you can do a towel. You may have to keep heating it over and over. So after you've done that, once you've warmed up this hand, you're going to want to do 2 different things. The goal is to make your hand straight and then to curl it and bend it as good as you can. Okay, so making it straight, curling it. Now with the therapy, you want to make sure that you, every time you do it, if you're doing a straightening exercise, you do a curling exercise right afterwards. And just to let you know, if Keishore and Scott, if you're still listening, I will kind of follow up a little bit more with your comment too as well, what to expect when it comes to therapists. But specifically for the therapy that you guys do at home, making it straight, you really want to make sure the first exercise with making it straight, you have your hand like this. You're going to bend all the fingers that really do not correspond with the one that is specifically broken. You're going to want to hold your finger up here, and you're going to want to make the finger pushing this finger up. So I'm going to push up, push up, push up, and then keep going and going and going. Ow, ow, ow. And then when you say, holy crap, that really hurts, then that's when you stop. You shouldn't keep going until you cry. I've had some comments on here with people saying, keep doing your therapy until you almost want to cry. No, no, no you don't. You want to do this where it says, holy crap, this really hurts, and then knock it, because you're just trying to stretch the finger. You're not wanting to tear your tissue apart or your muscles apart. So once you push up, and the reason why you guys close these other fingers is because if I do this and push up, these fingers are going to want to help push this guy up, or like Scott said, he has ring finger. You're going to put all the fingers away and just push up with this one. If you do need an assistant, put the other finger up that feels more comfortable. Don't put all your hands up. You're going to want to do that 6 to 8 times per session, and then you want to do it 6 to 8 times for the day if you can. Now the other thing is, after I do the straightening exercise, you need to do a curling exercise afterwards. So you're going to bend your finger, push inwards. So I'm pushing this finger closer to here. I'm pushing, I'm pushing, I'm pushing, and then and you're just going to keep going and going and going. Ow, holy cow. And then you're going to have this guy help push him in even more, and hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Okay. Okay, I'm done. So that's it. And then you're going to keep doing this again, 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 at least 8 times we want. Okay. Now you may say, you know, I can't do that many. It really hurts. Well, then that's when you as a therapist come and say, hey, Danielle, I can't do that much. Okay. Well, then do your best. That's all we expect. Do your best. Okay. And the other thing is, if this is, you know, kind of like, okay, I'm not getting that much improvement, I measured, I'm not seeing much difference, well, then guess what you can do is you can buy your Play-Doh, or Randy, you can make yourself some Play-Doh out of flour, roll it out, make it nice and thin, sink your fingers into the Play-Doh, and curl up. Now you want to make sure when you're curling, this guy isn't curling it. You want to use your fingers and rake and rake and rake. Great. If you do that, hey, that's so easy. Oh my goodness. Well, that's great. What you're going to do now is do 2 fingers. Curl, curl, curl. And then at the very end, when you really do succeed and master that, you're going to curl with 1 finger. Really dig into that Play-Doh. Now, if you say, you know what, I'm so great, I can do that. Well, then congratulations. What you're going to do is you're going to make the Play-Doh a nice round ball, sink that 1 finger in there and pull. Now, if that's too difficult, go back 2 more fingers. But by making that Play-Doh really nice and thick, then you're going to make it a little bit more resistance to pull. The more chunkier it is, the harder it is to pull. Now, those are probably my top tips as far as, you know, doing the different types of sessions as far as what to do with your hands. Now, honestly, for me, I did those sessions and I did hit a stopping point where I was like, okay, I'm not seeing any more therapy. What I did is I just did my own thing. Like I said, steering wheel, holding it tight, opening the door with his finger, getting a stretchy, you know, stress ball. Also, when I took a shower, oh my gosh, it was so, I remember it was so hard, like just going like this with my hands. You know, you can try that. And then also even squeezing bottles. Oh my gosh, when I squeezed I know for a fact when I squeezed the shampoo bottle, it was very difficult. So the more you use the hand and the less scared you are to try different things with your hand in everyday life, the more it's going to get stronger and stronger and have more resistance. And keep in mind too, when I can do this right now. And the only reason why this hand isn't as straight is because I didn't use the ace brace that my therapist wanted me to use to make my hand perfectly straight. After 3 months of doing therapy, I just was like, you know what? I don't want to do anymore. And that's when you have to make that decision. If you really do want your hand perfectly straight, Randy, you may have to go to a therapist and buy the ace band that specifically fits for you. And it just literally pushes on these fingers and just holds it, and just keeps pushing and bending and bending. And it hurts a lot getting it off. So it's up to you if you want to do that. I think it was $25, I think, when I bought it. It could have been less expensive. It's been a while, but it wasn't that expensive. So you are more than welcome to get that if you're at that point. And like I said, using your hand towards everyday things. As far as therapy goes, like I said, with Scott, Keyshawn and Scott, like I said, you really want to make sure that you have a therapist that works for you and is patient. And if you really do see improvement, I think personally for me, mine was just, I had just a really traumatizing experience with my hand, and I just really wanted a therapist where I felt very comfortable and safe with her, that I could literally give her, you know, have it work with her with my finger that was broken. Basically, she's going to have you just do the exercises, or she may actually grab your hand and do the exercise for you. In the very beginning, depending on how traumatic your experience was, they probably want to start you off very slow with the rice, not really do much, and then gradually they're going to start adding, okay, let's try doing this. Okay, let's try doing this. Okay, let's try doing this. There really wasn't that big of a difference from what I'm telling you guys now to, they recorded, your improvement, because they are a therapist. They need to record your improvement. And like I said with, Randy, how I do recommend the same thing for you. You really do need to record your, therapy. And like I said, if you guys do not see improvement, or if you're up to here, more than likely you guys are going to need to go get an ACE thing, put it on. And the reason why they don't give this to you guys in the very beginning is there's so much resistance. You would probably cry your eyes out if you put it on, because literally it just, boom, stretches you out. You have to be at some certain degree with your finger, and they will know when they measure your finger to some certain degree when you can put it on, when you're able to put it on, because it will literally, I would probably scream. In the very beginning, I was just like, ow, ow, I gotta get it off. I just ripped it right off, and they said, okay, we can't do it yet. So that's basically it. So hopefully that helps, and if you guys do have any other questions, like I said, if you're not going to put in the time 6 to 8 times a day, more than likely, you really do need to use your hand for a lot of other things. It's very difficult because my hand that's good is my right hand. My hand that wasn't so good, as you can tell, is my left hand. So I wanted to let you guys know, so with my right hand, me being right-handed, and my right hand being great, and then my left hand, not being so great, and I don't really use my left hand, it was a little bit harder. So I'm telling people, don't give up. If you do have any questions, like I said, you can always comment. If you have any comments as far as what to expect, as far as if you have any more detailed questions, just let me know. I'd be happy to answer them if, as far as what happens with the cast, or when you take off the cast, or, when getting the wires taken out, or your first therapy, or, with the temp cast, what to expect. If there's any other questions you guys have that are very specific, it makes it a lot easier for me to help. So just keep that in mind, and I really do wish you guys all the best with your therapist. Like I said, I didn't like my first one. I liked my second one. So, just keep that in mind, and keep up with the therapy. Make sure you do it all throughout the day as much as you possibly can, whether it's specifically what they give you or what I told you, or just doing just random things subconsciously. You may not think you're really working your hand when you do stuff throughout the day, but you really do. So even if you're in the shower, like I said, work on your hand. If you're cooking food, work on your hand. Doing your work, work on your hand. So and be patient. That is like the most vital thing. I was so frustrated within the first month. Are you kidding me? This is the only difference I'm seeing. So keep that in mind, and I think you guys will be able to do really good. And like I said, if you're already at this point where it's not that bent, it's kind of in the middle of the road, you may have to get the ace wrap at that point. And with that in mind, like I said, you will probably have to pay for it. Okay, so keep that in mind. Good luck with all of you guys, and like I said, if you have any questions, let me know.